Good afternoon, my beautiful girlies. It's Grace, and let's hop right in to this makeup get ready with me. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year to all of my girlies. I hope that the start of y'all's year has been going great so far. Hope the first couple of days have been going great so far. So I know that you noticed the large amount of light that's in this video. Got a new ring light, so that way for my makeup get ready with me, so you could just really see, all close up. So I'm super duper excited, and I've been needing like extra light as well. So, I assume that this light will definitely bring more, not only quality in my video, but hopefully just a bit more facial clarity. That way y'all can actually see what's going on. But yeah, as much as I would love to, ramble on in my intro, I actually do have an appointment right after this video, and I'm late for it like usual. So let's get on with this, makeup get ready with me, and let's get on to the topic for today. So for today's topic, would I rather have no nose or no arms? I think that this topic is very interesting for a couple of reasons. I genuinely just don't think we really, as people think about if we lost one of our limbs. I feel like at times we take our limbs and, every parts of our bodies, our joints for granted. So I feel like this is such a great, question to ask. And I'm going to give y'all my answer and the reasons for my answer. So I would rather have no arms. Personally, I would rather have no arms. To me, I just don't really see why, no nose would be quite necessary. And I'm gonna explain my reasons why I would rather have no arms than no nose. So the first reason why is because breathing without a nose would just be very, very difficult. I can't imagine when, not having a nose can honestly cause a lot of problems. And I just feel like it would be much harder to live life with, no nose, because there are certain things that, would just like mess up. I just feel like there would be too much oxygen. I don't even know if that makes sense. Too much oxygen. But I feel like it definitely does happen though. I just think that, not having a nose would just bring in too much oxygen to where I feel like you can suffocate. I'm not sure if that's fact or opinion. Y'all would have to, double check me on that. And also, if I am looking down, you guys, I'm looking down at my mirror. So please excuse me if I'm not looking up at the camera. I'm gonna do the very best I can to look up. But yeah, I just feel like having too much air would just, suffocate you. And I honestly just think it would be a lose-lose situation for all parties. Actually, fun fact, whatchamacallit, there was like this one TikTok video, YouTube video, about how there was this one girl who got attacked by a pit bull. And I think the pit bull like tore off either her nose or her lips. I'm pretty sure it was her lips, but and I know like it's not the same part that we are talking about, obviously, but I feel like this kind of plays part into it. I just think that what ended up happening is that her entire lips was torn off by this pit bull. And that's why, people are afraid of dogs, unfortunately, because some owners unfortunately do not train their dogs properly. But yeah, I just feel like, not you know, I feel like when I saw her having no lips, it just changed her entire face. It just changed, you know, everything about, you know, what she looked like and how she could, you know, function. It was just pretty scary, in all honesty. And I know it's not really related to having like no nose, but I feel like it's, you could say, sort of similar in a sense, I guess. I am probably not making any sense because I'm trying to do two things at once, and unfortunately I don't think it's going well, but I'm doing the best that I can. But yeah, I just think that, you know, and people argue like, oh, you know, I mean, you still technically have a, you know, a mouth you could breathe into. It's not, you know, so bad to where, you know, you can't do anything. Like, it's not so terrible. But I don't know, I just feel like that would just genuinely change everything, in my humble opinion, when you don't have a nose. And I feel like the point that I said before about it just like changing your face completely, I think it would just, you know, definitely morph your face. Because I can honestly imagine if you don't have like, you know, a key part of your face, you know, whether if it's like your nose or, you know, your lips or your eyes, it could just genuinely change the shape of your face. And, you know, people basically, unfortunately, just like won't recognize you as much. People are just going to think the worst, unfortunately, because that's what some people think, unfortunately, the worst. Okay, I definitely put way too much concealer. That's fun. That is so fun. That is so, I almost said the F word. That is so freaking fun, you guys. I added way too much concealer. Whoop-de-doo. And I have to find a way to blend this out. Yeah, that definitely looks bad on camera. Wowza. But we're just gonna try to like blend this in as much as possible. But yeah, you guys, I just feel like, you know, it could just change your entire face not having a nose. And the breathing would definitely piss me off. You know, imagine if you walk into, you know, an environment or an entity and you're trying to, you know, do whatever you want to do, and, you know, you just hear like a really like heavy breathing in the background, like like imagine you just hear that. That would just be super duper annoying to hear. Crap. That would just be super duper annoying to hear, I can imagine. And I just don't think that would really be a great, you know, way to live life daily. And I know, like, I don't know, unfortunately there are some people that genuinely do live like that. And I feel like that's why I said in the beginning, like, at times we really do take, you know, the limbs that we have for granted, because there are some people where this is their everyday life. This is how they have to live. And, you know, some of us are just so selfish to not realize that other people have it worse than us. And that doesn't like invalidate, you know, the things that we, you know, typically go through, because I know that's like very, very different. But I think at times we really just need to think in other people's shoes, like, oh wow, like, you know, this person really is going through it worse than I am. And I feel like we just have to be more, you know, gracious, in my humble opinion, you know. So yeah, So you guys, that is one of my reasons why I would rather have no arms than no nose, because just the breathing aspect would just be really, really hard. And additional little fact, it could just change your entire face. The second reason why I would rather have no arms than no nose is because I can use my legs for arms and I could use my feet for hands. I think that this is actually a really cool hack. I know a lot of people, you know, can say that, oh, like you can get prosthetics instead of, you know, just using your arms for, using your legs for arms. But I actually, you know, think that's actually really innovative. I have seen tons of videos on like social media, especially like TikTok, for example, of just like individuals that unfortunately don't have any arms. They literally just use their feet and their legs as like, you know, well, they use their legs as arms, and then they use their feet as hands. And you just see people like you know, those individuals that are just so talented. I mean, the fact that, you know, you can even do that, I think that is just so impressive, because let's just imagine us not being able to, you know, have the opportunity to do that in the first place. I just think that, you know, that opportunity would definitely like make people more appreciative, I guess, of, you know, the limbs that they were, you know, not only blessed to be born with, but they were also, you know, just blessed to use every single day. Because unfortunately for us, we, you know, only think about ourselves. And I get it, you know, that's in today's society. I know that, like, you know, we're always going to think about ourselves, unfortunately. But yeah, I've just seen those videos everywhere, and I think it's just so crazy that individuals really have to, you know, live like that. And you know, I think it's just so innovative, and I feel like it really does inspire, you know, other individuals as well that have lost their arms. Like, oh my goodness, like this person that has lost their arms, like they're literally, you know, living, you know, their life like they still have arms. And I think that's just super duper inspiring to see that, in my humble opinion. I think that's just super duper cool. And I think it would just, I feel like that just makes someone like so unique, in my humble opinion, because they are able to just, you know, find a different way to live life, you know? It's sort of like, you know, individuals that don't have arms at all, they're giving themselves a chance to live life just like everybody else, and they haven't given up. And I don't know, I feel like that's a word not only for me, but I feel like that's a word for everybody, whether if you do have, you know, arms or not, or if you know, don't have legs or not. That's just a word that someone has to listen to. You know, people that, you know, are able to do that are giving themselves the chance to live. They are giving themselves the chance to live a life that is very different from the common person. And I think that's just super duper brave of them to do in the first place, because I know most people would probably just give up, because again, it's a different way of life. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, people can be really, really mean. People can be really, really rude. And, you know, sometimes some people just, you know, don't know how to be supportive in a sense. So instead of just, you know, ooh, crap, messed up there. I don't know if y'all can see on camera. Y'all probably can. Yeah, y'all can definitely see on camera. Doing stuff with my left hand, since I'm right-handed, is very, very hard, but we're gonna do it anyways. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was just talking about how, you know, people that don't have arms, that decide to use their legs as arms and their feet as hands, doing that, they're giving themselves a chance to live life. Because, you know, unfortunately in America, you know, people that are, you know, disabled, whether mentally or physically, aren't usually seen as human beings in this country. And it really does suck that that is, you know, the stigma. But I'm just really happy that, you know, some individuals that do live life like that give themselves that chance to, you know, just live a life where it feels like nothing has actually changed for them. And I just feel like that would just be super cool to show people that, you know, hey guys, like, you know, I know that I don't have, you know, arms, but hey, like, I could just use my legs to do that. And I just feel like, you know, people that do that, they are so cool in my book. Super duper cool. Like, a lot of people don't realize, like, it takes a lot of work just to do that, I feel like, in the first place. You see the powder, you know, leaving my face. But yeah, you guys, that's my second reason as to why I would rather have no arms than a nose, because you can use your legs and feet as arms and hands. All right, you guys, so the last reason of why I would rather have no arms than no nose is because you will lose two of your senses. You are going to lose your smell and your taste. I actually had to look this up online. I actually had no idea of this fact, but true fact, you know, when you actually lose like your actual nose, your taste can be affected, because, you know, like normal, you know, before we eat food, we like to smell it first. At least, you know, I do. I know that's like kind of a debate on the interwebs, like, oh, like, do you know, eat your food just straight up? Do you not taste it? Stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like it's quite an interesting conversation that you see some people having. But yeah, you know, when you don't get the opportunity to actually smell your food, because smell is a significant portion of your taste sense. So when you lose smell, you lose your taste. So you basically can't taste the food that you are actually eating. And I feel like that would be so freaking miserable, especially for me, because I love to eat. Okay, like, I love to eat. I love to munch and munch and munch and munch and munch and crap and munch and munch and munch and munch. This happened in the last video too. This mark. I don't know. Should I leave it? I really don't know. I'll probably just, like, you know, fix it. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. had to fix what I had to fix. But as I was saying, I just feel like it would just be super duper miserable to lose, you know, the ability to taste because you just have no nose. That would just be super duper miserable to me. As I said before, I love to eat. I just love to taste different kinds of food. And I just can't imagine not being able to have the chance to do that because of the loss of, you know, my nose. And when you really think about it, I mean, you know, the nose and the mouth are literally like connected anyway. So it will make sense of why you would, you know, lose your taste in the first place. But I still feel like that would just be a very miserable way. Ooh, I like that blush. To just live your life when you just have literally no taste. I think that would just be super duper miserable. And I know for a fact I just wouldn't be happy at all. I feel like that would just be super duper miserable because you're basically just like, wow, like I just can't, you know, taste at all. Like I just can't taste whatsoever, you know. Nightmare 101, basically. That would just be horrifying. I don't know, I know, gosh, I have to sharpen this. What pencil? And I underlined my lips instead of overlining them. But yeah, I know for a fact that I cannot lose my nose at all because that would definitely be a very huge problem if I lost my nose because I can't taste food anymore. I mean, I feel like that would just be super duper miserable. But all right, you guys, that is the last reason of why I would rather have no arms than no nose, because I would lose my sense of smell and taste. All right, you guys, I just finished up my makeup look. I hope that the lighting isn't making me look too crazy. It's like a lot of lighting, so I really hope that the lighting is really well and great. Also, I forgot to say this in the beginning of the video, how do y'all like the hair? New hair, got it done a couple of days ago, and I'm loving this color so far, so I'm just super duper happy with the results. And yeah, I just love this, you know, makeup look super duper much. But yeah, y'all, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you all enjoyed. I hope that you will have an amazing Monday, an amazing week, and I will see all of y'all's beautiful faces next time. Bye, guys.